Today we're going to be using ChatGPT-4o to create this amazing game from scratch, and that too without any prior programming knowledge. The game mechanics would be something like this. You keep on clicking and building up force. Once you're done building up force and the timer runs out, the cannon will shoot a ball with a sound effect, just like this one here, and it will travel on a trajectory, and the distance travel will be the score for this round. And then you can go on and restart it. And the AI softwares that we're going to use in this video are going to be ChatGPT-4o. We're going to need help from 11 labs through which we're going to generate the sound effect when the ball is shot from the cannon. And we have stop tune for the background music. As for the images, we can go with Leonardo AI for the cannon, the background image, and the ball image. So without further ado, let's actually start building. Hi and welcome back to Skill Curve. We're finally moving to the practical part and actually going to build a whole cannon shading game from scratch. So there you go. The prompt is going to be about, I want to build a cannon shooting game in React. In the game, the player controls a cannon that shoots a 1 kg metal ball on a trajectory, applying real-world physics principles like gravity, and there's air resistance as well. Then we track how far the ball actually travels, and the distance is representing the player's score. And then there are some key features like the ball weighs 1 kg, every click generates 4 newtons of force, there's a 5-second timer, and the counter will be displayed on the top left corner, whereas the distance will be displayed on the top right corner. So this is the prompt that I'm going to go with. So let's actually go and see how the AI generates the code for us. It starts with the step-by-step approach of first actually creating a React project, and you will have to have Node.js installed on your PC if you don't have that already. But I'm going to go with step 2 to actually create this React app. So I'm just going to go copy this and just move inside this folder that I created for this game. And I'm going to go and open up the terminal here. Let's zoom in a bit again and let's go and paste that here. So there you go. Yes, we need to install React. Your React app is now done. And this might take a couple of seconds to a couple of minutes depending on your machine and internet. So mine is done. Once I'm done with this, what I need to do is I need to actually go to the directory. So I'm going to go and change the directory right here. There you go. Let's clear everything. Now let's go back to ChatGPT and view the next step and see what we need to do next. So after step 3 of changing directory, we have step 4 of testing our app, but I'm going to skip this. First, I need to set up the project structure. So there are a few folders and files that we need to create inside the source folder. So I'm going to go back to my VS Code, and the first folder that we need to create is going to be the components folder. So let's go and copy this. Let's open up the File Explorer. Inside the source folder, I'm going to go and create a new folder, and let's name that components. So the first file is going to be cannon.js, then there is ball.js and clickcounter.js, and at the end there is core.js. So I'm going to go and start with cannon.js. So let's go and create a new file. It's going to be cannon.js. The next file is going to be ball.js. Then there is core.js. And at the end, there is clickcounter.js. So I'm going to go ahead and say clickcounter.js. So once you're done with the files that you need inside the components folder, you need to create another folder inside the source directory, which is going to be utils. So I'm going to go and create a new folder here, utils. And inside the utils folder, I need the physics.js file. So let's go and add that, physics.js. And there you go. Now we have all the files that we need. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually populate these files. So for the cannon.js, I'm going to go and copy the code from ChatGPT. So this is the code for the cannon.js. Let's copy this, paste this right here, save the file. As for ball.js, this is the code. Let's paste that right here. As for the score, let's copy this, paste that right here. As for click counter, let's copy the code and paste that here. Now we're done with all the components. Let's go to the physics.js file, and here are the physics calculations that we need. So I'm going to go and copy that and paste that right here. So once you're done with that, you need to add in the app.js file as well. And what you need to do is you need to copy and paste all of this code inside the app.js file. So I'm going to go and do that. Let's go to app.js. I'm going to go and select all and paste the new code here. Let's save that. And now we can finally go on and run the server. So I'm going to go and say npm start. Let's check out the results. So this is quite plain. So I performed 62 clicks and the result was 243 meters. But there is no canvas, there's no cannon, no cannonball, as well as there is no timer. So we need to fix that. So let's go to ChatGPT and let's start iterating over the code. So let's go and do that. So this time I'm asking it to have a cannon-like object in the bottom corner of the canvas, which will shoot the ball when 5 seconds timer runs out. And the timer should be displayed over the top. So I think this is a good enough iteration. So let's check out the results. So here are the results, and what we need to do is we need to update the cannon.js file, as well as we need to create a new component which is going to be timer.js, and then we will have to work on the ball.js to adjust the positioning and logic of the ball. And at the end, we will have to update the app component because we want to import the timer component as well. So let's get started with that. I'm going to go and copy the code for the cannon. There you go. And here inside VS Code, let's just update the cannon code and save that. As for the new component, I'm going to go and create the new component right here, timer.js. Let's go and paste the code for timer.js. There you go. And save that. Once you're done with that, let's go and update the ball.js file. So I'm going to go and paste the code for ball.js here. Let's copy the code and paste that right here. Save this. Next up, what we need to do is we need to work on app.js. So I'm going to go and update this. Let's copy everything, paste that right here, and let's save that. Once we're done with everything, let's go back to the browser and let's actually reload the app. Okay, there's a problem. I will explain the problem in a while. So it traveled 83 meters. The timer is right here. And we have the click counter. Everything is working completely fine. This is the cannon and this is the ball. But there are a few things that we need to adjust. First off, we need to adjust the positioning of the cannon and the ball, as well as I have noticed that the timer only runs out once you stop clicking. But what we need is that the timer runs out regardless of whether you're clicking or not. So we need to work on that as well. So I'm going to go and iterate over it again. Let's go back. So this time what we're going to do is we're going to change the position of the cannon. Also, we're going to work on the timer such that it keeps running out regardless of whether we're clicking or not. So there you go. The results are out. So we need to update the cannon position. So I'm going to go and copy this code, go back to my VS Code in the cannon file. I'm just going to go and paste this right here. And the next thing we need to update is the app.js file, because we need to update the logic that the timer keeps running out regardless of mouse clicks. So let's copy that. Let's paste that right here. Let's save that. And let's go back to the browser. So there you go. There is the restart button here, which is good. The cannon object is a bit above the ground, but the ball is still stationary on the floor. So we need to adjust that as well. And the timer is still not working. So we need to fix that. So let's go and do a couple of more iterations. So after doing a few iterations, this is the output that I've come up with. So there you go. Once the timer runs out, the ball will be shot from the cannon and it will land on the floor. And there is the distance traveled. We also have a force progress bar here. So there are still a few things that we need to figure out. One thing is the timer, which only runs out once you stop clicking. Also, we have to add the background, the sound effects, as well as the sprites for the ball and the cannon. So let's get to that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to ChatGPT. So this time I'm going to prompt it to add a background image that is named as background image, a cannon image, and a ball image. So let's go and hit enter. So there you go. The results are out and we need to update the app.js file. So I'm going to go and copy this. And after we updated that, we can update the cannon.js file as well. So let's go back to our VS Code. And here inside the app.js file, I'm just going to go and paste that. As for cannon.js, I'm just going to go and copy this, paste that right here, save the file. And lastly, for the ball.js file, just copy the code, go to ball.js and paste it. I think that's more than enough. Let's actually go and check out the results. After a few adjustments, we got these results. And as for the Canon image, you can always change that, but I'm just gonna go with this one because in this video, I'm just showing you the possibility of creating a game. We can always go on and be more creative, add more sprites according to your taste. But for now, the game is working completely fine, and we're finally done with the development process. Now we need to fine tune it. I want to work on the visuals of the restart button, as well as I want to add the background music and the sound effect when the ball is shot. So I'm going to go to ChatGPT and I'm going to go and start asking it to add these things inside this project. So there you go. This time I'm adding a background, that is background music.mp3, which plays on loop. And I want to make sure that the volume is around 40% because I don't want it to be way too loud. As for the sound effect, which is going to be the fire music.mp3, I want it to play when the ball is shot. So let's go and hit enter and check out the results. And after a few tweaks, this is the results that I came up with. And just to make sure that you can hear me, I just muted this tab and I'm going to unmute it when I'm going to showcase how this game actually works. So I think this is now looking more like a game. We have a restart button. So let's actually go and unmute it and let's start this. So I'm going to go and build up the force. Let's go and build up more of the force. Okay, this much is good. And there you go. The ball is moving. The audio is on spot. The text is on spot. The tiles are really great. And I love the way the restart button actually animates. So yeah, the game is done. Now what you can do is you can actually iterate over it. You can change the background, you can change the music, the sound effect, as well as you can change the styling of the whole game. So it is up to you how much you want to play with this. But for this video, I just wanted to show you guys how powerful AI is and how we can create a whole game using AI without any knowledge of coding. So that wraps up our video for today. I hope this video was valuable. If you found this video insightful, hit that like button. Share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. Ring the notification bell to never miss out on our daily updates. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in our next video. We will continue to curb your skills with the latest tech. Till then, stay curious and keep exploring.